everybody. Thanks for coming on again for devotions. Today we want to talk about intimacy with God, having a close personal relationship with Him. When we go to the book of Matthew chapter 22, there are two great commandments. Let's read them. That's from verse 37 to 39, and it says, Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself." So these two commandments really encapsulates all that we need to do as believers is to love God and love others. So today our reminder is on the first one about loving God. First things first. God must truly be our first love. And I've been guilty many times of putting the second commandments of ministry on others before ministry to God. Many times we allow business, family, other good activities to come before our commitment and our devotion to Him. So I want us to make a commitment this morning to be like Mary. She made a choice. That's in the book of Luke chapter 10, to sit at Jesus' feet. And as she did that, Jesus commended her that she chose to sit at His feet rather than to get in the activities of preparing all the meals and activities for Him. So it's very critical in this season. If you and I want to experience the manifest presence of God, we have to learn how to have intimacy with Him. Now, how can we build this intimacy? We can all start off by going what we call the secret place. And that's in the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 6. And it says, "But you, when you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place." So where is the Father? He is in the secret place. So what do? When we go in, we have to go into that secret place and we have to shut the door, which means closing out whatever distractions, whatever we can do, that we can have that quality private time with Him. Now we're talking about intimacy, and when you build intimacy with persons, it's not just by an occasional visit or a hurried visit, momentary greeting, but it really talks about spending time with someone unhurriedly, regularly. Likewise, for our intimacy with God, there are no shortcuts. We have to spend time with Him. Now, intimacy is a place of disclosure. We read from Matthew chapter 6, when we go into the secret place. But it's not just about just bringing our grocery list, our to-do list, our petitions before God. But it's really, intimacy is a disclosure, sharing of hearts. We share our heart with Him, and God shares His heart with us. And by the time we exit His presence, we should be taking God's heart, God's perspective. And when we came, before we even experienced Him, we should leave knowing what God has for us, what is His intention for us. The book of James chapter 4 verse 8 from the NLT says, "Come close to God and God will come close to you." It's our time to get closer, to come closer to Him. So how do we do that? The first step is to say yes to that tug of the Holy Ghost who is stirring our hearts to come closer and say, "Lord, I am coming closer, not out of duty, but I want to be in your presence." Plant that hunger, that desire in me to long after you, to run after you, to pant after you. Create that thirst, that hunger in me. And Lord, I pray for your grace to follow hard after you. Give me that divine enablement to seek your presence and to have that intimate time with you.